Earlier today, I did a earlier today I did a short, and oops, hope nobody saw my panties. Okay. Oh my goodness. I hope I did this the correct way. There's a problem. I did a video, and the video is notice of intent to sue, right? So the reason I put that up is it's just a notice. I've explained that I'm not suing anybody. I got some feedback on it. Well, just a short follow-up. Right in here, it says you may be monitored. Someone may be monitoring you. And I think I know who it is. This big old fat roly-poly motherfucker that I did a comment to. I made a comment to because, oh, I'm so dirty. Because he told this little 8-year-old boy that it was okay for him to talk to his mother a certain type of way. She was dressed really skimpy. She went to the bus, and some of these people on the internet, they're doing skits, right? And I think that this was a skit. Clearly, it was a skit to me, but it might have been true. Lady went to the bus to get her kids, her son, and he was telling her, I don't want you to dress that way. And he was talking to her with authority, and don't ever do it again. And clearly the father had taught the mother to say these things to the mother, and to talk with authority to his mother that way, right? So no, you don't tell an 8-year-old little child to talk to the mother this way. So the people in his comments were like, yeah, right on. And, it's good that whoever taught him well. And I guess they were Muslims. And this is the way the Muslims tell the men to speak to. Because see, Muslims, it's this way, but it's this way. They're so respectful, and they so religious and holy. But the Muslim men talk to the women like shit, and they have to be subservient, and you got to be under the boot heel. So that's why I don't fuck with Muslims. And you got to wear this. The women got to be dressed. You can't wear nothing. You can't see the hair. You can't see anything when you're a Muslim, right? 100 degrees outside, you got to be covered up from here to there. But they can walk around with their hair out. They can walk around nice and cool and everything. But a Muslim got to walk around in a goddamn sheet, covered up from head to toe, because can't nobody see the woman but the man. Fuck all of that. Wearing no goddamn sheet. 100 degrees outside is hot than a motherfucker. You wear a goddamn sheet. I'm your woman. I don't want nobody to see you. You put a goddamn sheet on, bitch. Fuck that double standard bullshit. Oh. You my man. I don't want nobody to see your face. I don't want nobody to see your hair. I don't want nobody to see your fingers. You cover up for me, bitch. Both cover up, bitch. Anyway. Whew. That ain't what I came on here to talk about. As per usual. This hot ass hair on my head. And I can't think. Damn it, it's hot. I got the weave in the back. I tried to put it in the top. It got hot. It looks good though. But you gotta put so many layers of this shit in, and it gets hot. Goddamn head is hot. I don't see how motherfuckers could do it. But I'm trying it out. I didn't even put the rest of it in. To like do the sides and go all the way up here and put the part in and it's hot. Can't do it. But what I have in looks good. But bitch, it got hot. Bitch got hot. All right. So I stopped. And they clip in. And they clip out. Shit. Anyway. So I had a ponytail for the movie. And that was nice and cool. Anyway. So he didn't like what I said to him. I told him, no, under no circumstances do you have a woman and have the idiots sitting on the stage telling people it's okay to curse out a woman under any circumstances. And I guess he didn't like what I said to him. I guess he didn't like what I said to him. So I noticed that certain things, and you could tell he's one of these computer geek type of guys. So my channel started, and I'll put his picture up. So my channel started messing up, not messing up in a way where, it wouldn't function, because I have a VPN on my channel. So if you try to access my channel and access my videos, you really can't. But he tried with his fat, roly-poly yellow ass. Probably be him and other people who didn't like what I was saying. But if I didn't have a VPN, maybe he would have succeeded. But my computer is protected. So I put on there notice of intent, because I was trying to entrap whomever was messing with my channel. And I wanted to see who would respond, because whoever was doing it intentionally. So somebody said, I forget, Gordon or somebody like that, or somebody, why would what's it call them do this? They wouldn't do this. This is how they make their money. My channel is not making money yet. My channel's not making money yet because I'm a new YouTuber. So I kind of X'd him out. Or maybe, he did, whoever that was, they were, just saying it to throw the lead, to throw me off from looking at them. And other people were saying, hey, yeah, that happened to my channel too. So, just trying to see who was giving me responses so I could try to weed down who was doing it. And a couple of other people responded, and it was the same people. And so whoever was doing it, and most people have an emoji. They have their name and they have an emoji, right? So I eliminated them. The main suspects just have a letter. That's how you know. Because, the people that do the hacking, they don't go through the trouble of creating an emoji. Now that doesn't not always true, but the ones that hop from channel to channel to channel, being a hacker, they don't go through the trouble of picking an emoji. It's easy for them to just assign the round circle with a letter. Not all the time, but so here come these people with the letters, and then their buddies have a letter. And so they're communicating with each other. And then they went to another video of mine and they communicated with each other and LOL, ha ha ha, question mark, like they're responding to me, but they're really, responding to each other. And so I'm responding to them as if I don't know, wink, wink, that it's them really responding to me, but they're really talking to each other. So that's why I did the notice of intent to sue and went through the whole rigmarole of saying, let me see if these dummies respond. And they did. I don't know who they are, but I was able to hit block them, because what happens is the way my videos are set up, they can respond and take to whatever their comments are. They can make comments on my YouTube videos and be making comments about me on my videos. So now I'm able to block their comments, and whatever comments they made about me, I'm able to hide them. So whatever negativity they're putting out there about me, if I caught all of them, because they were so stupid that they followed from one video to the next video to the next video to the next video. Anyway, because it was a pattern, so I had to do it for several videos. Now they could change, and I'm telling you this because certain people said, hey, this happened to me. So if that happened to you, go back, look at your videos and see what people in common followed 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. The same emoji or the same letter that responded, because they're egotistical maniacs, and they can't help but follow from one video to the next video. That is what happened to your views, because you can't unview a video. But if they hacked your video, then that is what happened. And so maybe they had somebody. You can't unview it. They didn't unview, and eventually it worked itself out. So if you look in your analytics, your views are actually still there. But some kind of way they hacked your page, and it made some of your views go down. So my views are still there. The 12,000 views that I had are actually there. I actually have 13,000 views now of that video. But on the page, whatever they did to it, it still said 11,000 views. And the reason is because the way I have my videos set up, my videos are set up so that other people can make clips, and they can take part of my video and they can alter it and make clips of it. So if you don't want to review my whole long video, like I'm making this whole long video now, you can take parts of my video, and for some kind of how, because I'm giving access to it, it must affect the ability of my views, or changing my views. Some kind of how it must affect that, some kind of how. I don't know. It's like I said, I just started this, and I'm not going to change it at this point, because it doesn't affect my actual video. They're not accessing my drive. They're not getting access to my computer. So I'm not going to worry about it. Because, I'm not going to let motherfuckers ruin what I'm doing. So, but I did run a couple of tests. And like I said, on this thing here, it does say someone may be monitoring your network may be monitored. Now, I don't know if that means the FBI is monitoring me. And that is the other thing, because of my criminal history. Let them keep fucking with my computer, because whoever's messing with my computer, The FBI is monitoring me. That means the FBI is monitoring you. So keep fucking with my computer. Could just be the FBI, but the FBI is not going to mess with my views. So fat boy, when I show your picture, whatever you did to my views and whatever you're doing to illegally hack into my computer, your tricks are being monitored by the FBI. Because see, if you had watched my earlier videos, and I know you didn't, because you wouldn't have did what you did, and I'm sure you're not even watching this one. I told y'all I went to prison for crimes that I didn't commit. But that doesn't mean FBI ain't still watching my goddamn computer, you fucking fat sausage boy motherfucker. Keep it up. Y'all didn't watch my earlier videos. I went to prison for crimes that I didn't commit. But does it mean that the FBI is not still watching me? So fuck with me if you want to. Dumb motherfucker. And you're still a fat motherfucker sitting behind the desk playing with your nasty, fat, stinking dick. You don't tell a motherfucker to go out and do something to their mother and encourage a boy to cuss his mother out. At no age, especially at the age of 8. All right, let me move on. So I'm watching the show, and Donald Trump says, to Ron DeSantis that when he was in office, he used the power of his office to have the FBI track Ron DeSantis. And yada, yada, yada. And some racist shit that he said about Youngkin, pronouncing his name wrong and trying to make a joke about him being Chinese. Man, ain't even Chinese, and he pronounced his name wrong. It's Youngkin. It don't have nothing to do with him being Chinese, dumbass motherfucker. So, man is white man. So, everybody's doing a story about all of that. And I'm like, are you insane? Is it just me? Like, first it was the video I did where people missed about the list, Nancy Pelosi's name being on the list, and then the man attacked her husband trying to get her. Then it was Kanye talking about the Jews, and he had a dream about Hitler and what Hitler did to the Jews that made, what Kanye's dream. And when he woke up and he said the thing that he said, everybody focused so much on what Kanye said, they missed the part about what he was saying about Hitler and the Jews. To this day, that whole thing went over everybody's head. Okay, if you mention the Holocaust, the Jews put up such a fight. Oh my goodness, everybody is against us. Do y'all know why the Jews keep saying that? They don't want nobody to mention the Holocaust. Why? Why did Hitler kill all the Jews, everybody? Don't you think it's strange? Oh, he's a madman. Oh, he's horrible. And don't get me wrong, he was. What he did, that was in some insane bullshit. And no, I'm not going to bring it up and regurgitate it because it was horrific. But did anybody stop to think why? It wasn't because they had blue eyes. They did something. They don't want anybody to know about it. And then they came to America and they did it here. So every time I type it, and every time I and then they came here to America and they did it here in America. Only thing is Hitler fucked them up and kicked him out there. He didn't kick him out the country. He tried to kill every last one of them. And they came here and they did the same goddamn bullshit. Don't you know it disappears every time I type it? and I say, and the United States gave the Jews reparations. It disappears off my goddamn screen. It disappears off of every time I type it in response to something that a Jewish person says. It disappears. Jewish people got reparations, but nobody listening to me because who am I? I'm just a black woman sitting on goddamn internet telling you that Kanye found this out and they shut him the fuck down. Took $2 billion with the B dollars of his money, tried to ruin the man. Now I'm on here defending somebody that I really don't know because I don't listen to rap and I didn't follow him, whatever he's doing with his clothesline and whatever he's doing in his church. And he walking around sad and lonely because everybody wants to not be bothered with him. But listen, why do you think they went after him like that? Come on, people. But he's Kanye and everybody loves him. And listen, even though I don't know him, he is not a violent person. Kanye West is not a violent person. He would never say anything to hurt the Jewish people. That's how he make his goddamn bread. He just misspoke and they tried to take him down. Why? Because he has a large following and they tried to silence him. If they could kill Kanye and get away with it, they would. But me, my little black ass just sitting here talking about it on YouTube with 105 subscribers, who the fuck is listening to me? Nobody. I'm not even able to go, like, I don't have 1 million followers. So who the fuck cares if I say it over and over again? Nobody. But I've been saying it, and that's how you get reparations, the one-time payment reparations for black people, and then weekly payments for all Americans, $1,776. They don't want to pay that, but who's really listening to me? Because the money is there to pay all of us. But that cuts in, that it doesn't really cut into their money because it's our tax dollars. It's just a reshuffling of our tax dollars. But really, nobody's listening to me. Now, if I come up missing, then you know somebody started listening to me. But there's somebody named Robby Starbucks. He starts talking about it on some station I was listening to the other night, and I typed it again. And every time I typed it and it hit send, it disappeared. So I typed it again, and it disappeared. And so, where am I? 23 minutes. And so I'm going to type it again. And I'm going to save it on my computer. Because when I type something, I told you the other day, I type it and I save it. Let me close my windows. It's nighttime and my windows are open. Hold on. I'll be back. Backups. Yeah. Until I can get my gun. So, anyway. So, but so that thing happened with excuse me. The thing happened with Kanye. The list happened. The thing with Kanye happened. And now this thing with Donald Trump, which I made it short about earlier. Like, how is it that he, and listen, I'm not saying this because of Trump, because we know he has committed crimes. I'm saying this because how is it that the FBI or the Attorney General's office allows him to type that he used the office of the FBI when he was president to go and spy on not me, little old insignificant motherfucker, not you, little old citizen, and he ain't supposed to do it, little old citizen nobody. How the fuck you gonna go use the FBI to spy on another goddamn public official? I believe Ron DeSantis was the government. You can't use the FBI to go spy on a goddamn governor of another state. No. And then he's such an idiot. You could tell there's nobody around him, like no legal person that said, hey, Trump, you can't write an admission of a crime and send it out in a tweet that when you were president, because you can still be held liable for that. The clock don't start ticking for the 2 years or 3 years or however, or 7 years. I don't even know how many years that is until knowledge of the crime becomes available. And when was that? That he tweeted that yesterday, bruh. What the fuck? It doesn't start ticking from the time that you did it. Now, here's the other thing. Not only is he in trouble, his accomplices, the FBI men that did it. You can't do it, a crime, and then say, oh, the president told me to do it, but you have knowledge of it and you didn't turn him in. Oh, you're going down with him. Like, what? What the fuck? So this explains why maybe, remember they were looking for the January 6th committee wanted those phones and they said they couldn't find it. Maybe this is some of the phone records or the phone calls and the stuff that was on there, the transcripts, because Donald Trump is ordering them to go spy on Ron DeSantis. And they didn't want it. You cannot make this up. I'm so glad that he's gone. And anyway, the money for the people and the I hope this video is recording right, because last time I recorded it, it just went live and it didn't make a copy. So when I went to make my edits, it just went like straight live. And when it's doing that, it's like I think somebody's doing it live and they're cutting out everything that I'm saying about Jewish people. But there was a guy named Robby Starbucks, and I was drawn to this channel because he was saying something once again about black people. He used to be a record exec, and he was making some comment about black people and guns in the home and this and that, and then he turned political. So I was giving and black, oh, I'm black and I'm glad you say that because this is true. Okay, so some of the things that he was saying was true, and all I said was, okay, but I bet you didn't know that, because he was saying, and he's a typical Republican. He was a record exec, and he was saying that black people, the rappers, because somebody was just shot, unfortunately, and him and Deion Sanders, he has a basketball team, and he was saying that Deion Sanders was saying no more going around. This is somebody that Cardi B knows, and sorry, I forget the guy's name. He unfortunately lost his life. And so this guy Robby Starbucks and Deion Sanders, they were saying, not to go around because of the music and this and that. Ain't got goddamn thing to do with no motherfucking music. And this is not the black community. So that was the end result of both of their message. If you make it, don't go back to the hood, because this is going to be the end result. Although Robby Starbucks took it a step further. He was an executive, and he was saying he believes in guns because he has a gun himself. He's Jewish. And so his message was that, here we go. His message was, you Black people need 2-parent homes. And then this type of thing wouldn't happen. Because when you move out, you can have a gun in your home. You just need a 2-parent home, and you just need to become Republicans. You see the bullshit? Right? So if you become Republican, then it won't happen. And if you go to a private school, this is what he said. You not only move out of the hood, you must go to a private school and you must become Republican, because otherwise, if you stay a Democrat, they're taking advantage of you. And they're part of the KKK. Boom, 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 boom. Because they don't know how to run the government. So, enter me. And I had to let this little motherfucker know. Because he said, look it up. Look it up. Because the Democrats aren't Christians. So, I had to let him know. Sir, the reason that you have what you have is because Hitler fucked up your ancestors, killed them. And sent y'all scurrying for your life. To America. You all made a plan to infiltrate the German government and install a system of capitalism. He found out about it, him and Stalin, because Hitler was controlled and run by Stalin. And they found out about it and had all of your ancestors gathered up, stamped permanently with permanent ink, so that you didn't change your hair and change your appearance and change your language. And so he could know who each and every single last one of you were. And then he incinerated you. Our country found out about it and stopped it during the war. But the reason that happened is because he found out. And in questioning you guys, you all were beat, you all were raped. The boys and the girls and the women and the men were raped, and it was a horrible thing. And other things happened, but I'm not going to bring it up here on my channel and regurgitate all of it. It was a sickness, and it was a sick thing to do. So you were brought over here, and you made a deal with the white men and the government here, and the poor Jews. Literally, you came over here dirty, dirt poor. I kid you not, bags in hand. Some of you didn't even have bags. You just came over here with the clothes on your back, sir. And what you did when you got here is you made a deal with this American government. And you separated the who's who within your Jewish community. And so your lot turned out to be part of the who's who. And that money and that influence got passed down from generation to generation. The poor Jews live amongst us. So the blacks, the Italians, the Asians, the Hispanics, the Irish, Jamaicans, yada, yada, yada. We all got pushed off to the subpar communities, the prisons, and the projects. And the whites and the rich Jews got the upper echelon communities. And they made a deal with the government of these here United States. And they started a system of capitalism. And that system is still in place right now. Of which you are the beneficiary of. So please do not stand there and tell people that it's better to be a Republican. And that he also said that, and this is the funny part, that don't take handouts. If it were not for the reparations that your ancestors received from the deal that they made with the United States government, you would not have the riches that you have. What do you think reparations is? You the one that got the handout. Your ancestors did not pay a dime into the United States tax system when they got to this country, sir. They are the only ones who took a handout. They ain't paid nothing. Everybody else that's an American in this country, we pay taxes. You're not giving us anything. This is not a handout. So I had to remind him that the reason that black people are due reparations is because not only were we stolen and brought here, we didn't ask to come over here. Nobody, said, here's a ticket, buy a ticket and come on over here. No, we were sold and brought here and raped and beat. I mean, Hitler did do that to you, but Hitler did that to you. You should have got your reparations from Germany, not taxes, not American taxes. But nonetheless, we had 5 towns after we were set free by, or our ancestors were set free by Abraham Lincoln in 1776. Some of us didn't get set free till 1778 and 1779. And after that, nobody gave any of our black ancestors a dime. Not a dime was given to them. Some of them didn't even know they were free. Starbucks. So they worked the land and they sold goods. And you know what they had? They had our original tongue. They had our heritage. They had our cultural heritage. They had our holidays. They had our traditions. They had all of that because those were our original ancestors. And when they killed those people and when they blew up those 5 towns, they took all of that from us. But when you guys came over here, you were able to maintain that and you were able to pass that down generation to generation to generation. They took all of that from me and everybody else. We can't pass that down. So when the government allowed the white slave owners who were upset that slavery was over, when the government allowed them to use those warplanes to blow up those 5 towns, that's why they owe us reparation. So when you tell the young youth today that people asking for reparations are asking for a handout, they don't know. They don't know it's not a handout. It's owed. See there? See, you still got your language. They don't have their language. They don't have their tongue, and they don't want it. So that's what I said. Okay, you don't have to have your language. The people in Africa that are speaking what they're speaking, that's not the original language. That's not the original tongue. Know that? So the young people of the day ain't interested in it. So fuck them. That's what I said. Anybody that was born 1990 and earlier, we should have reparations. Because you all have convinced the people of today that they don't need reparations. So I ain't asking for reparations for none of them, because y'all convinced them that they too proud to have it. But there were 5 towns that were blown up. We only celebrate 2 on Juneteenth. But there were 5 towns that they blew up. We had patents that y'all stole. We had mercantile stores. We had vast farmlands in those 5 towns. We had schools, dress codes, theaters, all patents in there, designed for clothing. We had all of that y'all took and made designs out of it and call it your own. Now you got it in fashion houses and got other people's names on it. We had medication. Penicillin was made by Black people. Y'all got a patent on it as if it's yours. The government got patents on stuff as if it's theirs, and it belonged to the original our original ancestors. And y'all got it as if it's yours. Hair care products that our ancestors made. Y'all got it as if it's yours. All of that came from those 5 Black towns that we made. How to grow things in the field. See, that's why we are entitled to our reparations. Then y'all made us live in certain locations. Then you introduced drugs in the 1980s to us. We didn't fly out over there and get them poppy seeds and make them drugs in Afghanistan. Y'all brought that to the projects where y'all housed us. Nobody in the projects went and got them drugs. Y'all brought the drugs to the projects. You did the same thing in the Italian community with the guns. Y'all did that. So stop saying that we are not entitled to reparations. Reparations will bring us out of our economic stance. Sir, women will no longer have to sell their bodies for money. Kids will no longer be living in poverty. Women will be independent of abusive men. Men will no longer be behind in child support. See, when you bring people out of poverty instead of talking shit, because what you're doing is talking, and what you're saying is true, but you're not giving anybody anything to get them out of it. You're just saying that they need to get themselves out of it. What I'm saying is how to get people out of it. And since this is our tax dollars that we worked for, because the other thing is, I've worked all of my life until my spine is no longer any more good, so that y'all can have taxes. Right. See, we have all collectively worked. White people, Black people, Hispanic people, Irish people, Asian people, Jamaican people, Jewish people, Indian people. We done all work collectively. While what to happen? You rich people, the 1% and 2% continue to raise your cost. Raising your cost is inflation. And then when Republicans are in office, you get a tax break. That's why people don't want to have babies. That's why people want to have abortions. Because you can't afford the baby. You can't afford the diapers. You can't afford to take the baby to the doctor. You can't afford the shot. And that's if you have a baby that is not born with an affliction. Oh, well, we'll give the baby medical care. Yeah, if it's covered. So have a baby and live in a state where you don't have any coverage, and the state doesn't cover any catastrophic injuries and illnesses. It's covered in my state. But live in one of them Republican states where after a year, after the baby is after 1 year old, the medical benefits drop off, but the baby is now 1 year old, and then it's going to be 2 and 3. Who gonna pay for that? Because see, y'all don't believe in helping after the child ain't a baby no more. Yeah. So miss me with the bullshit. Because after the baby ain't in the belly, and after the baby is no longer 1, it's got to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So miss me with the bullshit. Oh, we'll be there for you the whole time. The whole time you're pregnant. Then the baby got to be a teenager. Mm-hmm. So nobody want to hear all that you talking about. No, don't have no abortion. Nobody want to hear that. So Mr. Daddy Star, are you the same guy who your father jumped out the window? Are you that Starbucks? Or is that the wrong one? Maybe that's the wrong guy. What? Jumped out the window? Is that you? Maybe. Nah, maybe that's the wrong one. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. Dang, it's almost an hour. This video was supposed to be 8 minutes. Nah. Anyway, I don't think I recorded in about 4 days. Other than my short this morning. I gotta go. But anyway, let me wrap up, because all I'm saying is you guys have the lion's share of everything, which, as I said in my other video, and because you keep raising your costs and there's no living wage, it's just a matter of taking our taxes, giving us our taxes exempt from everything, giving us the check, and we investing it right back into the economy. See, we're going to get the check and we're going to spend it. We're going to spend it on each other. We're going to spend it building homes. We're going to spend it starting businesses. And then we have money to spend. We have money to spend on that high ass shit that you selling us. We have money to make sure that we're not homeless. We have money to make sure our kids are fed. We have money to make sure that we have a savings. And more importantly, we have money to make sure that you're not selling the land out from under us, because y'all keep selling our land to foreigners. So now we can buy the homes and the land. That is my plan. That's my plan. We now qualify because we now have a what? An extra source. Because every time you go to buy a home, they ask you, do you have another source? Yes. Now everybody has another source. We have another source of money. And it's an unending source, because why? We're taking those tax dollars and we're feeding it into the economy. And what is the government going to do? The government is going to be collecting what? Sales tax. So you're getting that money right back. Yeah. You're going to get the bulk of that money back. You're going to get over half of that money back every week. That's why I said pay it every week, not once a month, so that you can have a source of revenue coming back in to the government every week from all of your tax-paying citizens. See, we become taxpayers when we pay taxes when we shop, right? Sales tax. We're paying sales tax. So you're steady collecting the sales tax back in every week. Why? Because we're shopping every day, every week. We're shopping. So you're steady collecting in taxes. Huh? We're making investments, so you're getting taxes off of that. We're buying homes, so you're getting federal taxes, you're getting sales taxes, state taxes, so it's helping out your local government. It's helping the economy, right? Oh, she's not stupid. Oh, she's not just sitting there saying crazy stuff. It's helping the banks. Why? Because you're not put one of the checks in the bank, right? And then what's the bank going to do? Invest. Now the bank can give what? Loans. Because most people in America are going to, and then what else is going to happen? You got money. We can attack the issue at the borders. We can attack the drug issue. You're not going to have much of a drug issue because most people are not going to want to sell drugs when they have $1,700 coming in. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, they're going to take that money and they're just going to go out and buy drugs. No. People don't want to sell drugs. People don't want to sell drugs. People in the projects don't want to sell drugs. And if the fuck they do, and I'm telling you, they don't. They're selling drugs because they don't have another way. That's why they're selling drugs. Okay. A lot of slicing. Chop, chop, chop. All right, why is this like this? Okay, so I have no idea where I left off. Okay. But what I will say is, because I think I was talking about action going down. I see more of it. Anyway. We celebrate Juneteenth, and we only celebrate the two towns. I think this is where I left off. We celebrate Juneteenth, and we only celebrate the two towns that the government and the white land former slave owners bombed. But they took out our banks, they took out our supermarkets, they took out our stores, our theaters, our schools, got rid of our languages, our cultures, everything that we had. And there were 5 towns. So you take those towns, which people want to dismiss. Back then, that's what everybody had. Little towns. There were governments. We had a constable. We had sheriffs, judge, deputies. We were running it. Those were governments with laws and rules. And they were flourishing. Those people were millionaires. They weren't little nickel and dimes and little things that were thrown together. That stuff, look it up. Nice, classy. There were when white people couldn't get loans, or they had extended themselves with the white people back then, they came to that town and got loans from the black bank owners back then, owned banks. There was one particular man He owned so much. He was the richest black man back then. Millions of dollars. We had train stations. So they destroyed those towns. We had homes. Opulence, baby. Okay? So come on. We had saloons. Come on. They had actual towns. And, not reformatory schools. So come on. You know, so just like your ancestors came here and they had that and they started that, we had those same things. We know how to run the government. We had different languages, different dialects. So the Nigerians that are today, they aren't my Nigerians. Oh, so so they aren't the original my original Nigerian ancestors. Yeah, we're related, but I'm just saying, that culture was taken away. But so reparations is due because all of that was taken away, and it's the value of it. You can never pay everybody the value of it. But what you do is you come up with a figure, which I have is $1.5 million each, and of those that are left, and so that we can have our wealth. Like I said in my other video, Kanye, he wants his wealth, and whatever philanthropy he's doing, and whatever he's dedicating to. But that is what we're owed. That's the least of what we're owed. $1.5 million for each black person born 1990 and earlier. Okay, if you don't know what earlier means, 1990, 1989, 1988, 1987, earlier. So if you were born in 1991, I'm excluding you at least from reparations, because the government, that the cutoff has to be somewhere, and at that point they kind of stopped, or they started to stop, as a government as a whole. They put laws in place so that you would stop discriminating against us as a whole. The government did. Was there discrimination? Was there racial discrimination? Systematic discrimination? Yes, because it took a while for it to trickle down. But that was companies doing it. The laws were there, but it took a while to trickle down. So some people are going to say, no, it shouldn't be that. Okay, then, expand the year. I'm just telling you why I said 1990 and earlier, because we felt it then. George Floyd was murdered in 1991 by the government. So you could argue a case for 1991 but that was that police station that did it. It wasn't the United States government doing it as a whole. And so that is what I'm talking about. If a government entity did it, yes, but it wasn't the government as a whole doing it. So that is the difference. That's what I said. You gotta stop it somewhere. Where the government used to do it. The government did it all throughout the 60s, because the government brought the drugs in the 80s. We know they brought the drugs in the 80s. They brought crack cocaine in. They flew it in. So that's why I said that all of the 80s, that's what they did. They literally brought the drugs in the crack cocaine in all of the 80s. They literally They they literally made it so that we couldn't have housings. And then they started changing the and equal school opportunity. And so they literally changed the laws in the 80s, in the late 80s, and in 89. See, the government as a whole, right? They started changing the laws, and it trickled down. And so by the time 1989, 1990 came around, most of that stuff was outlawed. It took a long time to take effect, but the government as a whole, they made the laws, and it stopped at the beginning of the 1990s. Now the racism continued to go on. Even the housing, it was outlawed. People kept doing it, but I'm telling you is that the laws stopped. The laws stopped. The only thing is the 1994 crime bill that didn't happen until 1994. So if you want to make an argument that it should go to 1994, you can, but they shouldn't. The judges were doing that. The individual judges were sentencing Black and Hispanic men to 20 years for the same crime that white men were doing, and they were giving the white men probation. You see, so that wasn't the government as a whole doing it. And that's when Biden and Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and when she was Secretary, was that when she was Secretary of State? When she did that, because Bill Clinton was the president, and she helped him work on it while she was the president. But they passed it in 1994. She didn't have an official position back then. But yeah, see, that crime bill that passed in 1994, that was to protect women and make it a crime against women, so that the men that were beating them and their husbands could not find them, and it gave officers and these agencies that were helping women and their children hide them in a different state. And it was supposed to get rid of the disparity in sentencing. But people don't realize what the fuck the crime bill was about, so they keep running their mouth and blaming people, so that the white man standing next to me don't get a slap on the wrist and go to PTI when he shoot the cop. But if the Black man or the Hispanic man shoot a cop, they get life in prison. But the white man shoot the same goddamn cop, and he get probation. That's what the crime bill was for. So your white ass son don't go to don't get a fine, but my Black ass son get 20 years. That's what the crime bill was for. Anyway. Time to come out. All right, I gotta go. This thing is 2 hours long. I'm gonna be doing some serious cutting. But that's what I wanted to say. My topic of this video. All right. I had to stop because one of the ladies called me from the prison, and there's another lady she wanted me to talk to. This lady has a medical condition. They ain't give her medication. It's a serious medical condition. I won't go into the details, but I advocate for them. Call back and see if they give it to her. So I'm like, listen, you give it to her, or you could, if y'all claim y'all ain't got it, then take her to the hospital. Do the paperwork. Go on, suit up. Click. Take it to the hospital. They got it. So called the hospital. Said, listen, this is the situation. Y'all got the medication? Because they claim they don't. And this is serious. She been laying there. I got them heat and die. So I'll check on her after I make the phone call. Oh, well, if we have it, is it okay if we give it to her? Well, sure. But y'all done told her for yo days that y'all ain't got her medication. Now she's in this situation and she's in this condition. And now they're calling me. But if you got it, anyway, have a good night. Wait, did I talk about my last thing? Oh, no, I didn't. Before you have a good night. Real good, Gold. Real good. So what I was saying about Donald Trump is, yes, we're used to Donald Trump doing this. My issue is, because he does these things, saying that he did a crime, right? You remember that video? Those of you who saw it, when I said, I'm not worried about Donald Trump getting arrested, because not only is Donald Trump is Merrick Garland not going to arrest Donald Trump, Fawn, the lady that down in Georgia, she ain't going to arrest him either. Her name is Fawn somebody or another, because they waiting to see what's going to happen and who's going to control the House of Representatives and who's going to control the Senate. You see, ain't nobody touching, right? I'm like, oh, they waiting for this and they waiting for that. No, they're not waiting to get no special prosecutor for this and no special prosecutor for that. They wait to see who control the House of Representatives and who control the Senate. They still don't know, and they ain't touching his ass until they find out. Don't sleep this old bitch, because I know what I'm talking about. I want to see if y'all Americans get up off your lazy ass and vote these people in. I was watching Kirshner from Justice Matters, because justice matters. What's Kirshner's first name? Is it Matthew or is it John? Anyway, he was like, we got to do something because this is not right. That Merrick Garland, he said, I'm patient with him and he's my friend, but it doesn't make sense that he has not indicted Donald Trump already. I said, man, I think his name is John. I said, baby, he is not. Where my phone at? Oh, I know what to show y'all something. Wait, let me go. Kirshner. Kirshner, Justice Matters. Oh, Glenn. Glenn Kirshner. That's my show. All right. Look at this foolishness. No, I ain't got no sense. I got sense, but I got it. I messed up. Here go. Check this out. Look at this damn fool. It will deter people of color from wanting to be a conservative Republican. I gotta do it again. Hold on. Okay, I got it. I messed up. Here you go. Is this turned up? I got it. I messed up. Here you go. Lindsay Lipstick Graham. We need his will deter people of color from wanting to be if they destroy Herschel. Oh Lord. Hold on, this glare from this light. Let me turn this off. Let me do this one more time. It's still a glare. Oops. All right, here we go. And I say all over the United States. Okay, I got it. I messed up. Here you go. Lindsay Lipstick Graham. We need his will deter people of color from wanting to be if they destroy Herschel. It will deter people of color from wanting to be a conservative Republican because you just have your life ruined. A conservative Republican. We need to have his back. If Herschel wins, he's going to inspire people all over Georgia of color to become Republicans, and I say all over the United States. Good Lord. Herschel Walker is a nightmare for liberals. He's an African-American conservative. They have belittled him. They have treated him like crap. His family. Stand by Herschel tonight. If you can give. If you know somebody that can give, ask them to do it. TeamHerschel.com. The conservative movement for people of color is all this fool in Georgia. We must this fool people like Herschel for the benefit of our country and the future by this conservatism. TeamHerschel.com, please. Well, red wave. This is what they're playing on TV. I had to record it when I saw it. What was I watching? Oh my God, I forget what I was watching. I was watching MSNBC. They fired Cross behind, sitting up there once again. I think she was talking about Jewish people. Them Jews is not playing. They taking people out. Oh God! Don't mention that damn Holocaust, because it ain't about the Holocaust. I'm telling you, they don't want people to know that they got their beginnings from reparation and making a deal with the government to keep every race in this country arguing about each other, so they don't find out that the Jews made a deal with the white men in this government way back when to keep us arguing with each other, so that the white people can control the government and the Jews can control the lion's share of the money. Kanye found out about it. Oh, that's what I was saying to y'all. He found out about it. They let him make $2 billion, but they don't want him to cut into their money. And all the poor boy said was he found out about the Hitler thing. And y'all know Kanye ain't no fighter. Come on. You know you don't mean he gonna kill nobody. He meant figuratively speaking. I'm going to kill you in your pockets. That's what Kanye was talking about. He was not trying to tell nobody to kill the damn Jewish people. Hell is the matter with y'all. Now, no, he shouldn't have said it the way he said it. But y'all, the Jewish people, y'all, now I'm talking to y'all. Y'all know he didn't mean anything like that, and you know that he loved you white motherfuckers. He was saying nothing about, trying to say nothing about anti-Semitic. But y'all so afraid he gonna let out y'all goddamn secret. Talk about Hitler and the Jews to Chris Cuomo on TV. Because he has such a big platform, people will listen to him. Come on. Y'all so rich. What y'all worried about if people pay, if this government has to pay reparations? Y'all got y'all beginnings with reparations? Y'all not a stingy people? Fuck. There's more than enough money to go around. And you get more, you guys will get more money. Because it's just taking the taxes, giving it to the people. We're going to spend money. The government will make money. Yes, okay. Parts of the budgets will have to be cut to give to back to the people. Because I already said, I know where the money's coming from. There's no new taxes going to be raised. All right, here go the other video. Where's my other video? Because this shit was funny too. Where's my video at? Where's my video? Hey. Okay, here we go. Here go the funny video. Look at Michael down there in the corner. He looked like him already. Just that right there. And y'all trying to tell me, the people who were arguing with me, that Michael didn't want to look like a white man? I'm talking about Kanye and Michael. And the algorithm put this on my screen. That don't make no sense. Okay. Yo, check this shit out. He's starting off already looking like Michael Jackson before he even put the makeup on. Look at that. Look at Michael down there in the corner. He looked like him already. Just that right there. And y'all trying to tell me, the people who were arguing with me, that Michael didn't want to look like a white man? Look at that. Look. Oh my God. Oh my God. That don't make no sense. Okay. The shit that I see on this damn, I swear to God, too much. Yo, check this shit out. It is too much. He's starting off already looking like Michael Jackson. I have fun on here. Even put the makeup on. I have fun on this YouTube. This is part of my therapy. You're gonna tell me this man don't look exactly like Michael Jackson? He looked just like him. Michael changed his face to make himself look like a white man. And people on the YouTube writing me back talking about he got vitiligo. No, the fuck he don't. Michael had a little spot. My motherfucker had a little spot smaller than this. That's all he had. He had vitiligo. He had vitiligo. Vitiligo. He ain't had bit of shit go. He had a goddamn thing. So now my phone is sending me shit like this about Michael Jackson. I had to bring it on here because all right, that's 2 hours. I have to sit. See, this is why the people that are content producers, this is why it takes them 4, 5, 6, 12 hours to do their videos, because they make a 2-hour video, then they got to sit through it, go back and forth. But see, I'm not a content producer. I'm not one of those people. I ain't never gonna be one of the people either. I do all of this shit. I'm gonna go through this video one time. I hope I get everything. I'll probably make 2 videos out of this, because as long as fuck, have a good evening.